Las Vegas was supposed to be a comeback moment. 4 nights, a sold-out start, a residency at one of the biggest stages on the Strip. Instead, a week before opening night, it all fell apart. Quietly, with almost no explanation, and fans found out the same way they always seem to with this artist, by watching the tickets vanish. This is the story of how Morrissey's Las Vegas residency collapsed, why almost nobody was surprised, and why this is only the latest chapter in a year that's already been defined by cancellations. The setup. The plan looked solid on paper. 4 shows at the Encore Theater inside the Wynn Las Vegas, August 14th, 15th, 18th, and 19th. The first 2 nights had already sold out. For an artist whose live reliability has been a running joke for years, this residency was framed as something close to a fresh start. A controlled environment, a fixed stage, no long overnight drives between cities, no unpredictable hotel rooms in unfamiliar towns. That last point matters, because it's almost exactly what undid his last major cancellation, months earlier. The Valencia incident. Rewind to March. Morrissey was touring in support of his new album, and he rolled into Valencia, Spain, after a grueling 2-day drive from Milan. He checked into his hotel late at night, and ran straight into the city's Las Fallas festival, days of fireworks, street parties, and loud music that don't exactly pause for a jet-lagged rock star trying to sleep. According to statements posted on his website, the noise made rest completely impossible. Megaphones, techno music blasting from the street, celebrations that didn't quit. By morning, his team announced the Valencia show was off, saying the sleepless night had left him in what they called a catatonic state. A follow-up post called the hotel an indescribable hell and claimed it would take a full year to recover from the experience. It was, by any measure, one of the more unusual cancellation excuses in recent touring history, and it instantly became a headline of its own, with outlets calling it the least rock and roll excuse imaginable for pulling a show. A pattern, not an incident. Here's the thing. Valencia wasn't an isolated event. It was one entry in a much longer list. Just months before that, Morrissey opened his 2026 touring calendar by scrapping shows in Rancho Mirage, California, dates that had already been rescheduled once from the year before, citing what his team described as an adverse reaction to a prescription medication. Later in the year, a show in Atlanta was pulled due to what was called artist illness. Other stops were affected by scheduling chaos, and in 2025 alone, according to reporting from Rolling Stone, he canceled 22 scheduled performances and postponed another 10. There's even a fan-run website that tracks every single date he's ever scrapped. As of this year, it puts his cancellation rate at right around 24%. Nearly 1 in 4 shows called off before they happen. So when the Las Vegas residency was announced, plenty of fans bought tickets anyway, hopeful that a fixed venue and a controlled setup would break the streak. It didn't. The Vegas cancellation, on Friday, August 7th, ticket holders started getting emails. The message was short. Due to unforeseen logistical issues, the Las Vegas residency could not take place. No further detail. No mention of illness, sleep, or medication this time. Just a vague reference to circumstances beyond the artist's control. The way the news actually broke was almost stranger than the cancellation itself. The Wynn quietly removed the shows from its own entertainment calendar. Ticketmaster listings switched over to notices saying the event organizer had canceled the show, with refunds promised within a couple of weeks. And for a while, Morrissey's own official website hadn't updated at all. The concerts were still listed there as if nothing had happened. When his site finally addressed it, the framing was almost defiant. The headline read, in effect, that Morrissey doesn't cancel Vegas, followed immediately by an explanation that the show simply could not happen, for logistical reasons outside of his control. It read less like an apology and more like a statement trying to protect his reputation while still admitting the residency was dead. By the time the news fully broke, this had become his 3rd canceled run of shows in 2026 alone. What's left on the calendar? For now, the rest of his year is technically still intact. He's scheduled to perform at Riot Fest in Chicago in mid-September, opening a slot just ahead of Tool, with a broader U.S. tour reportedly still planned after that. But given everything that's happened this year, the medication reaction in California, the sleepless, catatonic collapse in Spain, the illness in Atlanta, and now an unexplained logistical failure in Las Vegas, it's fair to say fans are approaching those remaining dates with a healthy dose of skepticism, as more than one outlet put it this week. At this point, people are more surprised when he actually shows up. Whatever the real reason behind the Vegas cancellation turns out to be, the pattern speaks for itself. A career built on iconic songs about isolation, exhaustion, and the world refusing to cooperate has, in a strange twist, started playing out in real time. Off stage, one canceled show at a time. Whether Chicago actually happens in September is anyone's guess. For now, the Encore Theater's marquee stays dark, and Las Vegas becomes just the latest city added to a very long list. If you found this breakdown useful, subscribe for more music news updates and let me know in the comments. Do you think he'll actually make it to Riot Fest?